The dock is the last place the sea lets us pretend this is controlled.
If a mount loosens offshore, it won't fail politely. It fails under load.
The deck tries to steal the plan before we even reach the bottom.
On reef ground, the fish isn't the only enemy. The rocks are. A hesitation now becomes a failure when dead weight wakes up. Storm level climbs, and the ocean starts charging interest.
The bait is the invitation, but the predator stays invisible until it decides otherwise. Down here, the bottom hides teeth, spines, and silence.
A false touch is worse than nothing because it spends your focus early.
Gear readiness is high, but discipline is the real safety system.
Something touched the line, and the next touch might be a full commit.
The ocean punishes sloppy line management instantly.
Drag is a brake. Too hot and it fails right when the load turns violent.
The bottom just moved, and bottoms don't move for nothing.
One clean click is enough to make a whole ship stop breathing.
We set the ring because the next pull might be the real one.
A heavy test without a bite means something strong is measuring us.
That steady tick means weight just decided to move with our bait.
The first reveal isn't the fish, it's the surface reacting like something heavy just turned below.
We fight the angle first because one rub ends everything.
That shadow looks like stone until it decides to breathe.
With circle hooks, patience is the strike and impatience is the break.
A venomous fish changes the rules. Landing is about safety, not pride. In rough seas, straight lines are suspicious. Something below is steering.
That's not current, that's decision.
Heat and slack are the two silent ways these fights end.
It doesn't hunt like a runner. It hunts like a trap that learned patience.
That load is a decision turning into physics, and physics never negotiates.
The swirl says it turned close enough to commit next.
Stillness is a weapon down here, and it's aiming it at us.
Storm level climbs, and the deck has to stay cleaner than our thoughts.
That inhale is a warning. It's testing, not eating.
Calm pressure is the only language circle hooks understand.
The bite is sudden, and geometry has to finish the set.
That burst is the bottom turning into weight, and weight is how nightmares start.
Smooth drag keeps the leader alive long enough for the hook to seat where we need it.
It's trying to turn the reef into a saw.
Fixing hardware under load is fear turned into procedure.
This is the hinge moment. Either it seats clean or the reef takes it from us.
We trade speed for control because control keeps hooks seated.
This isn't a chase, it's a deadlift happening underwater.
A clean lane is survival when the line could snap like a whip.
The line just turned from suggestion into lock.
We steal inches back because inches become feet and feet become a landing.
Hook and corner is perfect. Now every surge is a clean test of the system.
Tired posture creates slack, and slack is escape. Boatside pressure is danger. Steel is waiting to cut.
Steering becomes defense because the hull is the sharpest object out here.
It's trying to turn itself into the reef, so the reef fights for it.
Heat builds quietly, and quiet failure still ends the fight.
Circling is strategy, changing angles until our system makes a mistake.
If we keep tension perfect, the fish has to pay for every meter.
That flash says it's rising. Rising means the dangerous part is coming. With venom on board, landing is a safety drill disguised as a victory.
Seeing it this close means the next mistake is the last one.
One bad grab creates slack, and slack is a free escape. Close track means hull danger, where a rub ends the story. Smooth drag is the difference between progress and a snapped leader.
Even close, it can steal inches, and inches become cuts.
The fish waits for slack, and slack is what tired hands accidentally give.
It's searching for a rub angle, trying to make the boat do the cutting.
If timing is right, we control the head. If not, the sea controls us.
That shock load is the fish arguing with physics, and now the real war starts.
The hook placement is perfect, but perfect doesn't make it easy.
Rhythm is how we steal distance without paying for it in snapped line. Every surface break is a shock test, and the leader is the weakest link.
Absorb the hit, stay smooth, stiffness breaks gear.
It answers pressure by trying to become the reef again.
Head shakes are the fish trying to unscrew the hook without ever letting go.
We armor the leader now because the next grind we'll try to saw it.
Side power turns the fight into a steering problem.
Boatside violence is the most dangerous violence because steel is right there.
We move like one machine because one bad angle is a clean loss.
Circling is strategy, changing angles until our system makes a mistake.
When it surfaces like that, it's turning water into leverage.
One wrong grab becomes slack, and slack becomes escape. The landing window opens fast, and venom means hesitation can't exist. If the leader holds through this, its options start shrinking.
Inches become feet when everyone moves with the same rhythm.
Seeing it this close means the next mistake is the last one.
That's the last violent argument before the landing decision.
Guide the head, control the danger, lose the head and you lose the deck.
The fight is turning from power into stubborn weight.
The last meters are where people get hurt, so we slow down to stay alive.
Short pulses mean it's tired, but tired fish still explode.
One miss is fine, one rush is not.
It's trying to use the boat as a blade. The first secure point changes everything, and now we can steer the mast.
A swinging load injures fast, so we guide it like a machine part.
The lift changes the rules, and the fish answers with its last violence.
Partial weight is the most unstable moment because swinging starts here.
We clear hazards first, because adrenaline lies and steel doesn't.
Touching deck doesn't mean finished. This is where chaos starts. One more meter to the rail, and the nightmare restarts.
Venom means distance is the strongest tool we have.
Procedure beats panic, because panic reaches where it shouldn't.
The hook is proof and risk. Remove it wrong and steel becomes a projectile.
Ending the hook doesn't end danger, restraint does.
When motion ends, procedure begins, and procedure protects everyone.
We clean fast because one slip after victory still counts as failure.
Now violence turns into discipline, and discipline protects quality.
Clean cuts and cold speed decide whether this becomes treasure or waste.
Consistency is how one dangerous catch becomes a reliable promise downstream.
Packaging locks freshness, and bad seals destroy it silently.
Cold control is the second victory. Quiet, strict, non-negotiable.
The cold chain is a second storm, and it never stops pushing back.
We reset the deck because the ocean doesn't care that we're tired.
Dock time is temperature loss, so the handoff has to be fast and clean.
Offshore discipline only matters if land keeps the cold promise.
Minutes outside cold storage cost texture, and texture is the truth.
The line turns a brutal fight into clean portions, and clean portions are the market. The last seal is the last promise, and promises are what customers taste.
In the kitchen, danger becomes ingredient. and every earlier choice shows up here.
Precision on a board is built on discipline at sea.
Heat is a timer, just like drag was a timer.
Calm kitchens are built on violent oceans. Fine plating hides the fight, but it can't hide quality.
One bite contains the whole chain, from jaw corner hook to cold storage.
We rest, but the ocean doesn't. Out here, every ending is a setup.
New bait, same darkness, because the next giant is always waiting where the bottom pretends to be still.